Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing, nonprofit, educational, or personal use, tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, this is interesting. And, I don't give a lot of credence to the things that are said that, maybe it might be a politician or it might be a governmental agency or whatever that states they're going to actually make these priests pay for sexually abusing children. But I'm going to read it anyways, and I do wonder if this will affect all of the children that are currently now in real time being sexually abused within the Scientology walls, if this will affect them, or will it affect the children of Scientology that were ARD, as well as continued sexual abuse that was covered up and continues to be covered up. This is from The Guardian. You can donate to them, to their site if you want to. Exclusive. U.S.Archdiocese must submit clergy abuse documents to police. This might all be for show. I just don't have a lot of faith. But imagine how this would change in regards to Scientology if it actually went through. In criminal investigation, New Orleans judge demands paper trail from Archbishop Gregory Aymond all the way to the Vatican. And we got to admit, the Vatican has way more money than Scientology. But they all got a lot of money. Untaxed money. The criminal investigation into child sexual abuse in New Orleans, Roman Catholic Archdiocese, has entered a major new phase after a judge ordered the church to turn over records to Louisiana State Police showing how it responded to abuse allegations over the last several decades. By the way, I want to add in here that apparently arbitration is something used by all these religions to try to not pay the price for abuse and other crimes. The order signed on Monday seeks files that would identify every priest and deacon accused of abusing children while working in the U.S.'s second oldest archdiocese. When those complaints were first made and whether the church turned those cases over to police, and we all know a lot of times the police don't do anything. We know that. According to multiple sources with direct knowledge of the matter. Multiple sources with no names. Of course, maybe they're protecting the sources. I don't know. Oh, and then in here, we got the other article. U.S. priest accused of R-ing teen in 1975. Not fit to stand trial, psychiatrists say. Really? Didn't, what was it during all the crimes that went on in the Nazi regime? Didn't they have some type of tribunals? Which I don't trust any of it, to be honest. I just don't. Significantly, police are also demanding, the police that have no names, are also demanding copies of all communications among New Orleans' current archbishop. LAPD, you should listen. Yeah, maybe you guys might get some tips from New Orleans police. They know how to investigate child sexual abuse. Gregory Amond, his aides, and their superiors at the Vatican, those sources said. Asked for comment on Wednesday, an Archdiocese spokesperson said, "As always, the Archdiocese will continue to cooperate in all law enforcement investigations." Just like Scientology does. It appears to be the first time that authorities investigating the New Orleans Archdiocese role. You guys know what goes on in New Orleans too, right? Role in the decades-old worldwide Catholic clerical child abuse scandal have sought the full set of abuse-related documents in the local church's possession. I'm wondering if that is including all this arbitration stuff. And also, I had this thought. If we were to add up all of the children, especially the little boys, well, little girls were abused in the Catholic churches as well. But if we took all of the children that were abused from, and probably some of the people are deceased now, but let's say 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, just that alone, maybe the 80s, I'll bet you the numbers would be just as much as the Boy Scouts. And think about how would that level of abuse been allowed to continue. And, honestly, we can't blame it all on the police. It's just not fair. It's not fair. Because the police are going up against some very evil individuals. In the rare cases where New Orleans area clergymen have been convicted of or even prosecuted for child R or molestation, there's a huge difference. Investigators have generally focused on documents related to the individual defendants and their direct superiors. Birds of a feather. Now, by essentially seeking the entire paper trail generated by the scandal, investigators could also learn what top church officials in Rome knew of the breadth of abuse at the local level in New Orleans. We all know they all knew. Come on now. It also introduces the possibility that authorities could one day produce a watershed report about the extent of Catholic clergy abuse in New Orleans, as detailed as those published by prosecutors in states such as Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and Maryland. Louisiana State Police investigators, so that's the state, sought Monday's orders from Judge Juana Lombard of New Orleans Criminal Court after reviewing documents, witness statements, and other materials uncovered as part of a pending R case. They are helping local prosecutors pursue. By the way, that means an R against a child. Child. They are helping local prosecutors pursue against retired priest Lawrence Hecker, the sources added. Hecker was first confronted about R allegations by the late Archbishop Philip Hannon in 1988. Let's see if they try to make these upper echelons look like they did something, because we know what's up. He later admitted to past abuse to The Guardian and CBS affiliate World WWL Louisiana. Oh, that's a CBS affiliate, okay. While saying that Hannon had accepted his assurances that he wouldn't do it again. I mean, come on, you guys. We're really supposed to believe this crap. And allowed him to remain in ministry. Birds of a feather, guys. Same things in Jehovah's Witness. They all doing the same thing. Hecker was later clinically diagnosed as a pedophile. Oh, so wait a minute. That diagnosis actually sticks? But when a child comes forward and tells the police or other people that this has happened to them, they have false memory syndrome, or there's no evidence, or the evidence is not enough, All you have to do is a really good physical examination of a child, which is already more traumatizing in and of itself. According to secret church records, there's that secret shit again. Told you the secret's got to go. The secret's gotta go. Go. Obtained by the Guardian. Okay. He admitted to church leaders, yeah, the leaders that have no names, right? In a 1999 written statement that he had molested. No, you didn't molest. You are them. See, they try to use this M word like, oh, I molested. Molested, there's a huge difference between that and the R word. As you see how they try to make it sound, oh, that it wasn't bad. Or sexually harassed. Oh, come on, you guys, really? At least 7 children. That means he was R-ing them. Let's keep it real. However, once again, the church allowed Hecker. They allowed him. You guys think for 1 minute all these disgusting filth are not doing the same thing? Come on. Allowed Hecker to remain in ministry. That's how they put them in the judge roles and all this shit, man. And he retired with full benefits in 2002. Records obtained by the news outlets indicate the Archdiocese reported a single allegation, unreal, of sexual abuse against Hecker to the New Orleans Police Department. You guys notice there's no records of what the police department did, right? Wakey, wakey, wakey. In 2002, even though the alleged crime unfolded in another state, outside the agency's jurisdiction, you see the games they play? You guys see the games they play? You see? Always a little thing to wiggle out of, yeah, or it's the statute of limitations, or the evidence is not sufficient, or the child has a mental health issue, they have the false memory syndrome. It's just disgusting. It is time for the purge, though. You guys know, right? Those purge movies? The purge movies are going to be inverted, and they're going to be damned. They're going to be like, oh, shit. The Archdiocese did not notify the public that Hecker was a suspected abuser. You mean a pedophile? You mean a pedophile. Let's just call him what he is. He's a pedophile. He's a pederastor. Until it released a list of more than 50 credibly accused clergy in 2018. Is that all? Come on, you guys. Come on. That disclosure, which has since grown to include more than 70 names. Oh, did it just grow by itself? Didn't mention the fact that Hecker had already admitted several crimes. Oh, so the crimes that he admitted was not sexual harassment, or what was the other crap he was saying? Molested. No, when anytime, I want to say it, but anytime certain things transpire without consent, it's called rape. Didn't mention the fact that Hecker had already admitted several crimes. Oh, just like they do in auditing sessions in Scientology, where they have everything written down, nice and neat in those big boxes, in the pre-clear boxes that they store in the blue buildings and the basement of the blue building in Los Angeles, California. The auditing files where pedophiles actually admit that they're R-ing little boys or little girls. Same thing. Huh. And clerical abuse survivors, as well as their advocates, have long argued that the list omits. Of course it does. Of course it does. And if you guys don't, okay. I'm going to put it like this. A lot of the abuse that occurs with these children gets filmed and sold. That's it. The list omits dozens of clergymen who should be included. Also, there are nuns that abuse as well. There's quite a few, actually. Furthermore, the church didn't cancel Hecker's benefits. Of course they didn't. This kind of reminds you of the LAPD. I'm not saying all the LAPD is doing this. All I'm saying here is that it's, things are covered up. Until after it filed for bankruptcy protection in 2020. Just like the Boy Scouts? Just like the Boy Scouts did, huh? Isn't that funny? In a sworn statement provided on Monday to Lombard, state troopers said their investigation. Now, so you got trying to get straight here. You got the state investigating. Tells me something. State troopers said their investigation into Hecker and the Archdiocese's management of him had led them to suspect the church knew of what. Of course they did. But also it's interesting, it's like this back and forth stuff. And again, though, the police can't just wave a wand and just make all this stop. And yes, there are some people in the police ranks doing this, but it's not all of them. What do we expect, like, some of these officers to just wave a wand and, like, go up against the Catholic Church that has billions of dollars, just like Scientology? But failed to properly report it. But also, too, right there, you guys, they're giving them an out, right? Well, so if the police say that the church knew it and failed to properly report it, then the police is not liable. So, I mean, it's like, which came first, chicken or the egg? Some of that abuse appears to have involved clergymen who had committed acts of child abuse. Oh, you mean like R-ing? Is that what we mean? Committed acts of child abuse? You mean R-ing, right? You mean R-ing little boys and little girls? That's what you mean, right? That remain prosecutable. Hell yes, they remain prosecutable. The warrant signed Monday though stops short of naming. Of course it does, you guys. Why don't the victims just come up, or the survivors, why don't they just come forward and just start naming these motherfuckers? Just fucking name them. Stop short of naming any archdiocesan bureaucrats, like prestigious executives, who may not be under criminal investigation. Really? For covering up child R. At least they use the right word, finally. Which hurts a child very much so. And other abuse by rank-and-file clergymen under the command of Amond, New Orleans Archbishop since 2009. Hecker's case is unresolved. I can't, you guys. The 92-year-old priest, the 92-year-old pedophile, has been incarcerated for 8 months on charges including R and kidnapping. Good. Just let him rot. Let him frickin' rot. Or you never know, maybe the general population will get a hold of his ass. A panel of psychiatrists recently issued a report that described Hecker to be mentally incompetent. So? Doesn't mean he didn't R those children. To stand trial at the moment. You see the cowards these filth are? Though a judge has not immediately accepted or rejected that finding. Nonetheless, state troopers obtained Monday's warrant after Jason Williams, the New Orleans district attorney, I don't trust a lot of these folks either, I can't, said his office was committed to exploring the possibility. What does it mean, exploring the possibility? The fuck does that mean? Of criminal charges against anyone who had a hand in delaying the prosecution against Hecker or any other clergy suspected of abuse. I mean, it sounds good. Doesn't it sound good? Let's see. You know what I'm saying? Talk is cheap, man. They have the audacity to just say that there's one victim. Right. Right. Hecker's alleged R victim reported his allegations to his high school immediately in 1975. Listen to this shit. And I get so upset when I read this stuff, man. And received psychiatric treatment from the school. But the allegations were never reported to police. You guys know. According to his attorney, he reported the allegations directly to the FBI in June 2022. Earlier that year, the FBI in New Orleans, the FBI again, launched a broad investigation into possible violations of federal law by the local Archdiocese clergy, who took children across state lines to have S. I mean, I'm hard on the FBI too. This is not easy. It's not easy to try to bring these evil ones down. It's not an easy task. And it's easy for everyone to point fingers, but it's not as easy as people think. Federal prosecutors have so far not filed any charges. There you go. There you go. It's okay to our little children, you guys, with that investigation. But state police troopers assisting the FBI in that investigation ultimately decided to pursue a state-level case against Hecker individually. Just one person? You guys see how funny this looks. So all these clergy and all these archdioceses, they're going to go after this 92-year-old who's probably going to croak in 2 weeks. Hello. Wakey fucking wakey. An attorney for the victim in the prosecution pending against Hecker on Wednesday said his client was proud and humbled. Oh, this should be great. By the fact that his individual case led to the issuance of this wide-ranging search warrant. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, this is the young man, or this is the man who was abused. Okay, never mind. I was going to snap out. It's about time that those at the Archdiocese who enabled Hecker and others like him, exactly, that's what I'm saying. Hecker, the 93-year-old, he's mental decline. So? So what? And others like him are held accountable. Damn straight. The victim's lawyer, Richard Trahan, said, "Yeah, lock his ass up. It doesn't matter. Who cares? His faculties weren't wrong when he was R and that little boy, was it?" Okay, you guys. You guys know I get fired up on this stuff. I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe. We can only hope they come for Scientology next. And again, I get really hard on the FBI and all these people, but you guys know this is not an easy task to do, right? And there's probably a lot of people that really want to do it, but these people have billions of dollars. So, like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.